Alright, let's see this shit. Hey, we hit 600 followers. We did it, you guys. We did it. $600 followers. That is absolute winma. Can I say? We did it. Anyway. Just here. I don't know if I can have this. I guess having it like that could make sense. Shit. What's up, everyone? How are we doing this fine day? Fine afternoon. Started stream late today. But when a couple more people drop in, I'll explain what the flip has been up. So it's weird, okay? Like I'm able to switch weapon here. But once again, not quite firing on the client. Yes. Kiss me, Cordell. 600 followers, everyone. We did it. 600. Congratulations to all of us. Anyway, yeah, I am late. But for good reason. Because I've been friggin' working my ass off. Trying to fix this error that I managed to fix. But It makes absolutely no sense. Wait, so this is not synchronizing to the client, but this is, or this isn't. But it used to. Yeah, well, sometimes more, sometimes less. Right, okay, well, I'll back out of this and we'll just synchronize that just to lay a basic foundation. Okay, so, well, I mean, to explain what the flip has been going on, it's that the weirdest bug of my entire life has been plaguing the game. You all know, as well as I, that we've been reworking the multiplayer, and I was able to fix all that. You know, it's all running perfectly fine in single player, no errors, all the levels finished, blah, 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 yada, yada. But then I connect with my second computer and all hell breaks loose, because now, for some reason, the player character and all its values are not getting synchronized. Okay, I think. This shouldn't be too difficult to fix. So I walk around trying to fix it. I peruse through the code, and every single time I think I've solved it, I change something and the result is the same, and that is the fact that it doesn't work. And all right, fair enough. I keep banging my head against the wall and nothing works. And I do this for basically 2 days straight now. Working late until the night, close to midnight. Non-stop, basically. Yesterday was a vacation, but I started work at like 4 and then went all the way until midnight or something. And nothing seems to work until this morning when I tried to solve the problem in a way that I was like, you know, at some point you've exhausted all your options. So you're like, well, I might as well try this, even though obviously this is not going to work. I'm just going to try it because I'm at a loss for what else to do. And you try it, and then for some reason it works. But you're like, but I mean, I knew it wasn't going to work. I was just doing it because.
He is really
Thank you so much for the follow.
Chris Talkler TV has learned to dance.
And yeah, I mean, it's insane though. It's like I basically, okay. So the player wasn't synchronizing. None of the values for the players were synchronizing, except its position was synchronizing. But the position wasn't synchronized through the Penguin controller script, which is like I can try to explain this for you all, because this is, I mean, I can't wrap my head around it. I really can't. So in the game, I have a bunch of different objects, and the objects are defined as prefabs. That's what we call them in Unity. These are like, TikTok chat doesn't work. All right, I'll just turn that on then. Let's see here. It's there. Should work now. So in Unity, you can define objects, sort of like ready to use objects that are the same across everywhere, are called prefabs. So like if I want to create a tomato and have that tomato be created in every single instance for every single client, I would define the tomato as a prefab. I've done it with the enemies, I've done it with the players, I've done it with the weapons. They're all prefabs, like ready to use objects that can sort of just be spawned into the world at a moment's notice. So the penguin is a prefab. Yeah, hello Andy. And the penguin is a networked prefab, so that's why it has the network object component right there. And the network object component says that I can send and receive data across the network. Okay, fine, good. So I'm like, okay, I have this, see here, penguin controller script, which defines all the sort of values regarding your penguin, such as like, what angle is its back bending at? Is it, how are its arms bending? Is it holding an item? Stuff like that. Kind of basic, you know? And those values get synchronized, or are supposed to get synchronized. But the thing is, they don't. Very strange, okay? But the enemies are synchronizing roughly the same values, such as like, how is it bending? How are its arms bending, etc., etc. Those values do get synchronized. So I'm like, okay, that's strange. I start investigating. But the more I look, the more I see that the way I'm synchronizing for the player and for the enemy is identical. There is pretty much zero difference between the way that the enemy is working and that the player is working. The only difference is that the player is controlled. But they are one and the same, essentially. So there shouldn't be a reason for the player stuff to not synchronize. But it isn't getting synchronized. So I bang my head against the wall for like hours and hours trying to get it to synchronize. I'm like, okay, whenever you're solving a problem, it's best to do what's called a sanity check to see if you're trying to solve something that actually is solvable. So I'm like, okay, I'll create this extra component here, penguin state debugger. And in that state, I'm just going to synchronize one value. And I can see, can the penguin object, the penguin prefab, even synchronize one value? Just unrelated to all the penguin stuff, just a simple number. I'm like checking, can it synchronize? And I pack it the same way I pack all the penguin related data. I pack it and I send it. And lo and behold, it is getting sent. And now that's when shit gets spooky, okay? Because why does the penguin controller not send stuff, but the penguin state debugger sends stuff? When they're structured the same way, and now, unlike the enemy, they're actually on the same object too. They're residing on the same exact prefab. The penguin controller is not sending, and the penguin state is sending. That made no sense to me. And I was banging my head against the wall further and further for like hours and hours, until eventually I called it a day and said, screw this, I'm out. I'll get back to this tomorrow. And I do. And I keep going, and it's like I'm unable to send anything from the penguin controller for no reason that makes any sense to me. No reason. And then I'm like, okay, the penguin controller script can't send stuff. Maybe that's just the issue. So what if I take all the penguin data and just put it over to the penguin state debugger and then just reference the penguin state debugger? So instead of basically the penguin state, if this is the document containing all the, like this is the penguin controller class or component, and it sends to the internet, you know, sends the data, right? That's how it was. But now instead I'm like, okay, well the penguin controller class is obviously cursed for some reason, so I'll just make this this debug, the penguin debug thing, and the penguin controller just speaks to that one, and then the debugger sends to the internet. The same exact data, the same exact way. The only thing is that the Penguin controller isn't like talking to itself anymore. It's talking to this debug thing. And now it works. All of a sudden it works. I'm sending the same exact stuff, the same exact way, modifying it at the same exact rate, but now it's getting sent. And it still doesn't make any sense to me. This is not a satisfying solution. This is not a solution that makes sense. This is not a solution that's supposed to work, but it's working. But it does not compute at all. It is insane. I've never had a problem, a bug ever in the history of making games that has been this obtuse, weird, and hacky. Never. It's absurd. Legitimately insane. Like it's like I cut this out and I send this. That doesn't work. That's not allowed. You can't do that. But then I'm like, okay, well, I'll just put the data here and then speak to the data there and then send it on. It's like, yeah, okay, good. Yeah, you can do that. That's fine. Go ahead. Huh? Absolute insanity. Absolute insanity. Yeah, but this is not like a smart dumb thing. This is like, okay, imagine you're using a hammer and you're trying to hit in a nail, right? You're banging on the nail with the hammer and it's not working. Because the nail isn't going in, but the hammer is hitting the nail, but the nail isn't going in. You're like, well, what if I just wrap the handle in like a cloth? So I'm no longer holding the hammer directly. And now you're banging it on the nail. Ah, it goes in, yes. Because the only thing you weren't doing, obviously, was wrapping the freaking handle in a cloth, so you're not directly holding the hammer. Like, what? Is that supposed to be a solution? How? And then for some reason, this other hammer, that's like just blue instead of red, that hammer works perfectly fine. Huh? No. No. Utter buffoonery. Hello, Sai. Yeah, well, you can expect me to be late sometimes. I try to stream on a schedule, but it's always give or take, you know. Some days it's just I can't lock in the same way I would if I weren't streaming. Here though, I'm not sure why the No, but it's also, it's worsened by the fact that you have the Swedish summertime. I mean, if I moved my schedule ahead 1 hour, I'd generally be on time. I'm just gonna see if this works. Yeah, I wish that was the answer. But alas, it is not. But what I fear is that I'll have to do this shit for every other item to ensure that data is actually getting synchronized. We'll see. So like this stuff is synchronized, and it's being synchronized the same way. Like basically the idea I had for synchronization is trying to make it as similar as possible to yeah, so this stuff is not getting synchronized, but I don't know. I mean, you used to synchronize the weapons at least. Oh, held item. Shh. That's why. Yeah, okay, so now it's synchronizing to the client, at least, that I'm holding an item. But it's not synchronizing. No, I'm like fixing Pongo City is not what I'm doing right now. I'm fixing the multiplayer in the first place. Like the multiplayer is broken. Like if I could show you screenshots from the client, you'd understand, but I can't. Like I'm holding my hand out right now with a bike, but the client isn't even seeing me hold out my hand. So we are not at a point where Pongo City will be fixed at this moment. But it's like, again, I've switched the entire multiplayer backend, so like none of the multiplayer right now is even remotely similar to you won't even be able to connect like to my servers because it's running a completely different backend. If you try to connect, it's just going to disconnect you. I wonder why like now the client is receiving the data for yeah, Pongus Cola plush. Like that. You see, like on the client now, I'm not even holding a gun on the client. But that's what the server is seeing me hold a gun, but I'm not holding a gun on the client. This is freaking whack, dude. But I'm gonna try to just see. Like the Penguin State debugger. Void. I get state snapshot. Wait, maybe it's not simulated then. Yeah, it's not simulated. None of them is simulated. Good luck. Okay, wait. I'm your podcast? Yeah. But this is supposed to be simulated, but it's not. Oh, is the hot reloads not running, isn't it? Or? Okay, I'm just gonna change something here. So in the Penguin State debugger, I do set is simulated. I should just do that true. And just double check here in the Penguin controller. That is simulators. Oh, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. I read that out loud in my mind, Mega. Gape porn. See? I didn't fall for it. And I have no opinion on it. Because I'm not familiar with that. I'm assuming it's a location of some kind. Like, this is kind of weird too. It sometimes just hangs up trying to find changes in the workspace. Did you see the video I made in fan art? I did not. I like this one. Some corn dreams go. Gate porn canon. Does Robert make it? Gate porn. Oh. No. Oh my god. Does he make? That's a good one. What did you say it like that? Gape porn? Was that how you wrote it? Or did you write it? Are IRL penguins prefabs? I mean, I would guess in a way, yes, they probably are, right? Last time you tricked me, yeah. By the way, we're upgraded to Unity 6 now. Also something we did. Something I did off stream. Like, I was trying everything, okay? I was upgrading Unity, I was downgrading Photon Fusion, I was upgrading Photon Fusion, I was doing literally everything. Every single possible thing you could try to do, I had done. VR support? Hello, TGR. Okay, yeah, it's synchronizing there with the. But wait. Only the left arm. Look, that's weird. So it is synchronizing. Hello, Ashton. Dude, if you guys saw what I saw now, you'd be freaked. But aha, finally able to watch my streams. Well, nice. Glad to have you here, buddy. Okay, I'm able to see myself flying around with the jet. But of course, none of the bullets or anything like spawn. They don't. This is like weird. Oh, wait. Hell yeah, I'm able to see my item now. Okay, we're making moves. It's just that the actual spawning of like particles and stuff is not. So like I'm able to see on the client that I'm holding a gun and I'm aiming the gun. But I occasionally fall over though. Occasionally I do fall over. I'm able to shoot the player, but again, it isn't spawning. Who's that other Gwyn? So that's me. I'm both of them. I can also revive, it looks like. Yeah, yeah. So I have my laptop running a second client. Okay.
I am Rich Rick, the richest penguin on
Hey.
this side of the equator.
Alice_Svaria cheered 100 bits.
Yippee. I think that deserves a hat. I'm not gonna be stingy about the hat. I think, yeah, that's the hat I get. Okay, so let's see here. What could cause the bullets to not spawn? Because I think the bullets do spawn. Just came across the YouTube live stream. Love the YouTube live stream. So, okay. None of the particles or none of the bullets and stuff seem to spawn. So let's just look at like the class gun or whatever, okay? Which has the spawn there, but it's kind of weird because we're doing networking utility get runner spawn. Really, we should be doing runner dot spawn, and then we spawn that, but that looks solid, right? We spawn it at a position and a rotation. I don't know what the network spawn flags are. Don't destroy on load, shared mode. Okay, yeah. Oh, you draw Fernando? Yeah, just send it, dude. You can post it on the Discord. So we spawn the bullet, and here, okay, so this is the weird part, right? We spawn the bullet, but the bullet's position is not spawned in the way it should be spawned. And I don't know if like, is there a concepts and patterns? Right. Spawning and fusion consists of calling runner.spawn spawn86 trispawn. This call creates a network entity that is replicated to all other peers. In server client modes, only the server can spawn. Yeah, that much we know. Creating your own customized iNetwork object provider allows precise control over the life cycle of the actual game object which spawn and can be useful for cases such as pooling, dynamically creating network objects at runtime. Um, mm, mm, mm. We don't need to do this per se. I want to see here projectiles. So here, network object with network rigid body, network transform. It says here, example 1 shows a physical projectile that can bounce and roll in the environment. Projectile is a spawned network object with its own behavior, projectile's position and rotation, as well as other physics properties are synchronized via network rigid body. Firing such projectiles can be as easy as spawning it with network runner and calling fire on custom projectile script. Fire method could add impulse to the physical projectile. That's sort of what I'm doing, but sort of not. However, this simplistic approach has a downside. Since network object spawn is not predicted in Fusion 2, all projectiles are spawned by the state authority. There will be a significant pause after fire input before the projectile is actually fired when the network conditions are not ideal. This spawn delay can be hidden behind animation or fire visual effect. Did you post it? Did you see his crazy eyes? He's really good at dancing. There he is. Huh, neat. I like it. Good. See, this is what I'm doing. Network object with fire data, because that's what I'm interested in. Example 2 shows a kinematic projectile that travels in time. The projectile is still a spawned network object, but its position and rotation is calculated on every client based on some initial fire data instead of synchronizing position. That's what I'm trying to do with my projectiles. Movement of the projectile is, however, calculated from the initial parameters: fire tick, fire position, fire velocity. Like, I wonder if the muzzle position is like, it should be right because it's, I mean, it's firing the bullet on the single player one. See here, is there any dev or game you look up to or take inspiration from? I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I don't have too many idols in that sense. I will occasionally get inspired when I see something done. So like most recent one is Schedule 1 inspired me a bit in terms of how I want to take the direction of my upcoming game, Penguin Springs. But there's not like one dev that I'm like, oh yeah, I want to be just like him. But I guess like solo devs in general are kind of like an interest to me. So like Eric Barone, Notch, even though he's now sort of controversial. There's Jonathan Blow, and you know, it's like, I think it's like a cool thing to sort of work on your own, be sort of autonomous. But there's no dev that where I'm like, oh yeah, I listen to the word like Dogma and whatever. Fusion to spawn position not. If you pass a position and or rotation to the spawn method, it will only affect the object's transform on the peer that spawns it. That's why. Yeah. So, like, for example, I mean, all Swedish devs, it's like, it's cool, you know, if they're from my country, whatever. But the what's the repo guys? Those I was extra proud of because I've been following their YouTube channel. That's why. So but that's different then, because the spawning with the position, that's why none of the stuff is being synchronized. But like if I slap on so I could do this and then require component type of, and we attach the network transform ph. I have made a custom network transform ph for Penguin Heist, not for porn stub. Can't say their name because then they'll copy strike me. Happened before, guys. They know that Penguin Heist is threatening their brand. They'll send me a cease and desist. I just re-import these? Did I know it's Canadian? I didn't. That has some severe implications. That has major implications. Gonna invite you to one of their videos. Yeah, I get a feature. In the creature feature. I got this I'm gonna penguinized collab. The first porn penguin game on Steam. Oh, Velison? Yeah, Velison, set up a PH collab. Please. I was gonna... I got this video on TikTok. I'm gonna put it in Wild West. I'm gonna show you guys this video.
I sentence you to 32 years in prison for wearing a corn hat.
I sentence you 72 years in prison for wearing a corn hat.
You to 42 years in prison for wearing a corn hat.
You 46 years in prison for wearing a corn hat.
80 years in prison for wearing a corn hat.
You 99 years in prison for wearing a corn hat.
There you go. Yeah, if you just wear a corn hat, you get that much, but I don't know. I generally don't care for the AI videos, but that one was like, it was too specific to me to ignore. I'm gonna just change this for something. Isn't there like, yeah, I don't know, this, they're friggin' medieval fantasy. This is all AI shit anyway. Scariest stories. Ah, such relaxing sleepings, I said. Then I heard footsteps and opened my eyes. Then I saw the creature, the pigeon creature stares at me with no thought in its eyes, with a gun pointing to my head. Thoughts of AI being used in game development? I mean, it's fine. Like, I don't really care. Like, at the end of the day, whoever's using AI in their game development to, like, replace assets and shit, they're probably not going to end up with a game that's going to be competing with anything I make in the first place.
Fernando Miguel.
So
He is really good at dancing.
Adable_ has learned to dance.
and I think if you're using it for the code, it's always like, I feel like I'm more and more convinced of this, which is like when you're using AI, you're trading learning for productivity, right? That's all that you're doing. And that can be fine, but you have to be aware that that's the trade-off that you're making. And I think many times people will be like, oh yeah, I want to implement a shooting mechanism. They have the AI write all the code for the shooting, and they didn't learn how to implement a shooting mechanism on their own. So when they would actually want to go in there and actually tweak it and make it work exactly as it's supposed to, they have to go and speak to the AI again. And then eventually their project has now grown to, you know, a pretty capable size, and the entire thing is written by AI and maintained by AI. And then eventually the AI starts hallucinating, and then you can't achieve what you want to achieve anymore, because the AI is the one who's helped you understand and write everything, and you've offloaded this learning opportunity onto the AI. Whereas, you know, if you had just done it yourself, you would have learned valuable lessons that could have lasted you a lifetime, you know? Wait, did I not take the synchronization? I don't know if I took the sync. I think I did. Okay. "80 years in prison for wearing a corn suit?" Oh man. The story I told was basically the backstory of Penguin Robber. Yeah, now it's not synchronizing again. But, oh, it's synchronizing the bullets. Okay, okay, so something's happening, but I don't know why it's not, yeah, something is afoot. Something's being freaky here. I don't know what. Hmm. So we have the... Well, the guns, like there's something off with the synchronization. I don't know what. But it's doing the same thing here. Owner changed. Is it called in... I mean, it says... Huh? Error when accessing item state. Network properties can only be accessed when spawned has been called. I mean, spawned has been called because it wouldn't even be able to get here in the first place. But, I mean, we could do this, I guess. Oh, wait. Ah, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I forgive you, don't worry. You don't have to pretend like they were intentional. Did I delete the classroom? I think maybe I did. Yeah, Practically deleted it. Base.spawn. No, yeah, I believe you, Epic Bean. It's okay. Wink, wink. Well, that's good. I like to hear it. Yeah. There we go. Fortnite Battle Pass. I just shit on my ass. I don't know the rest of the lyrics, but that's a good song. You guys are familiar with it, right? I'll show you, don't worry.
Fortnite Battle Pass. I just shit out my ass. Booted up my PC, cause I need to get that Fortnite Battle Pass. I like Fortnite, did I mention Fortnite? I like Fortnite, it's nighttime. I mean it's 5 o'clock, that's basically nighttime. Now remember Cartoon Network, Adventure Time.
Yeah, it's a good one. Good song, good song. You know, and they say like Mozart was like once in a lifetime, once in a humanity even. They're like, no musician will ever be greater than Mozart or Beethoven or Bach. But then we have this music. and they were proven wrong. Those stupid cultural elites. Who's laughing now? Yeah, he hasn't said much. He hasn't. And that's a fact. Yeah, I mean, you can say whatever you want about the song, but tell me if Mozart has said anything since that song dropped. You can't even debate that. Okay. Penguin spawning in. Ah? Ooh. Bullet. Even Alice likes Fortnite Battle Pass. Okay. Who's shooting? I'm shooting. I'm gonna go kill an enemy now. Here. Well, I'll rescue. Here we go, sir. Wait, so this, according to me, this is like unlocked. But the server says it is. Hey. I killed you. Oh man, he's glitching like the... Ah! I'm trying to hold him, but he's struggling. Ugh. Come with me. He's shooting loads and playing with himself. Come here. Ah. Now this is the meaning of penguinized. Ah. Look, I don't know what you guys... yeah, I mean, I see what you guys are seeing, but what I'm seeing here on my computer is very wildly different from... Like, I'm shaking. You can see me. I'm shaking. But see, the door is open here on the client. It's open. So I can just walk through here, but then the server is like, nah, bitch. You're staying here. I can pick up the ammo. Okay. Okay. So stuff is like synchronizing a bit more now. We're getting somewhere. The enemy is still struggling. Oh, you have to ask. Okay. Let's think about this. Okay, so it would take place. Like here's the problem, right? Here's the problem. We can say that Penguin Heist happens first, right? But the events of Penguin Heist take place a very short span, maybe over a year or something. Like the events of Penguin Heist take place over a year or whatever. Because it's just a bunch of penguins going on heists. And Jerry is around, Chef Panguino is around, all of these are alive. And then you have Detective Penguin, which also, you know, with the Penguin Saga and whatnot. Detective Penguin, Penguin Saga Season 2 all takes place over like a year as well. And then we'll say, for whatever reason, this Antarctic island of Penguin Village sinks into the water. All of Penguin Village just sinks into the water. It's all gone. Or for some, I don't know, maybe it's not gone. Maybe it doesn't like get ruined, but for some reason everyone wants to move to Penguin Springs. They set up a new settlement because I want Jerry to be in the game. I want Chef Penguino to be in Penguin Springs. No, I didn't. I mean, we were coming up with lore as we go. Jerry, he's the guy who sells guns. Exactly, Jerry wouldn't move, and neither would like many of the other characters. I don't think they'd move. They leave after what happens? Possibly. I don't know, but at the same time, it's like he's made a home there, but like for all of them to move to Penguin Springs, does that make sense? Like, okay, so there is a thing, and you know that from the lore if you went into the museum, which is this idea that there was a part of Antarctica that disappeared. Yeah, name it the incident, but there was a part of Antarctica that disappeared, right? And that's like the biggest unsolved mystery in Penguin history, but it was like, it's essentially like carved out, and the suspicion is that the Pongonians somehow, you know, either sunk it or freaking moved it or something. But it's a piece of the island that's just missing. So I'm wondering if, you know, maybe Penguin Village sunk, but at the same time, it's like it hurts my heart almost to say that all of these memories created in Penguin Village don't matter, because eventually friggin' Penguin Village is going to sink into the ocean like the friggin' Atlantis. So it's like all of these places and shops and stuff, they're gone. And that's sort of like a depressing backstory for Penguin Springs. Our entire hometown sunk into the water. Children, they drowned. They didn't make it out in time. But those of us who survived sailed out into the ocean looking for grander pastures. And there it was, Penguin Springs. Like that's freaking depressing, dude. Like, I can't. Penguin Springs has gold in the hills. Well, I mean, okay, well... Someone bought it. Yeah, and then like, oh yeah, Jerry's gonna move now. It feels a bit far-fetched. Yeah, don't sink the penguins. Someone farts and the whole village has to leave. Damn. Well, I'm thinking, you know, because, okay, the thing that makes Penguin Village special also is the fact that it's situated right next to the Pongo laboratories. Like, it's right next to the Pongo laboratories. So it has, like, historical significance. The children are in a better place now. A place where they have infinite $19 Fortnite card and free battle passes. That's true. So it's but that's why it's also like, okay, the freaking, like, why would they leave this historically significant place that supposedly is like the potential birthplace of the penguin race? Because the penguins believe that the Pongonians made them, as is described in the Tabula Pongo. Because if I do bring Jerry over, which of course people want freaking Jerry in Penguin Springs, what's he gonna say? Penguin Village sunk into the water. They left because of taxes. So like a evil regime came in and turned Penguin Village into a tax hell. Yeah, trust me, people are gonna say they need Jerry, because they're like, who do I buy guns from? Oh, some random penguin who I don't know? Or freaking Jerry? Yeah, I mean, Chef Penguino can pick up his shit and leave anytime. He's already canonically left. Yeah, hi, I'm Barry, Jerry's twin brother. Also, my wife is also dead, and also I have a son. His name is Jimmy. Well, wouldn't it be Terry, who's Jerry's twin brother, and then his son is Jimmy, not Timmy, so you switch the J's and the T's. Yeah, Jerry's son is Timmy, so therefore Terry's son is Jimmy. Problem solved. Does he have chronic stomach pain? Yeah, probably. Probably. The front. The front, not the back. And he's the one who farted also, yeah. And instead of a mustache, he has hair and is a pacifist. But still, he sells guns. I mean, the thing is, okay, so who do we need to move to Penguin Springs, okay? Obviously, Mr. Postguin. Obviously, Jerry. Obviously, Chef Penguino. Rex Fontaine is give or take. I could imagine him not being in Penguin Springs. He could be visiting Penguin Springs. But, like, canonically, maybe he's not living there. Maybe he's just visiting. Or he could be transferred. Oh yeah, of course. Darth Vader and his army of stormtroopers. Why didn't I think of that? We know that canonically, Darth Vader and the stormtroopers exist in the Penguin Heist universe. Hello, Patricio. We're discussing lore. I don't know why the enemy would be... Yeah, I mean, Lard could be on vacation. Like, Lard doesn't even work, freaking, you know. 7.5 earthquake, that's crazy, dude. Um... Yeah, he is canon. Like all the Penguin Saga is canon. Like it's all canon. They had enough of the isolation and left, but it's like it's weird for all of those guys who are sort of like core, but I don't know, I guess are they core infrastructure? Like in a sense. Like the gun store obviously core infrastructure, the post office obviously core infrastructure, and they do know each other. You know, sure, they could just say they got tired of it. They got tired of Penguin Village. They could say it got flooded with tourists. There are too many tourists there. Yeah, if they are friends, they do move together. It's too many tourists. Place got too expensive. They wanted to be in the sun. Like, is that enough reason for it to make sense canonically? That's fine. Because I mean, it is in a sense like, you know, that is true. Also, you're making sense, Alice, because I want Handy Gwyn there too. Handy Gwyn's supposed to run like workshops and shit. Yeah. Yeah, we'll just say that. They all sort of got tired of their life. They speak to each other. They're like, you know what? Let's go to Penguin Springs. It's this new bustling city. And yeah, they got hit hard by the freaking tariffs. Those damn penguin tariffs. They make a that fish move. Yeah, to Italy, you mean. But he moved back. That's the thing. So canonically, if they make a that fish move, they'd move back too. Eventually. That's what happened to people from... yeah, without telling, you mean like that. It's funny with like Iceland, many people who move away from Iceland to like whatever sunny countries eventually do end up coming back to Iceland. So despite the country being quite depressing in many ways, for some reason it is not apparently as depressing as living in friggin' like Italy or something. Okay. Yeah, I also like it colder. Okay, the left arm is synchronized, but the right arm does not synchronize on the client. Just the right mouse in general. Okay. It's not working entirely, okay? It's not working entirely. Not get it twisted. Many things to work out yet. But it's working much better than it used to. Yeah. But that's, I mean, I had to spend 2 days to fix this. I had to spend 2 freaking days to fix this, so. This was not an easy fix by any means. The test state is irrelevant. We can remove this. But like the left bend angle. Right? The Separatist alliance to control the village, and with overwhelming forces of B1 battle droids, they had to leave. Snake, when stock of C4 exploded, and there's now a huge hole. Yeah, the entire village is just one massive crater. Yep. Wait, parts 3 and 5. Let's see here. Upper right arm. Upper left arm. Yeah.
Your reflection tells a story of a pirate's life of glory. Trust your eyes. The mirror never lies.
Finally some good music.
The reflection tells the story of a pirate's life of glory. Trust my eye. The mirror never lies.
Right, okay, so here, I mean, it's supposed to set it from state.isAiming. And state.isAiming is set. Oh. That's the issue. But then we should just rename this to right mouse. There, left mouse, right mouse. Okay, so that would synchronize the arm, but that did still not synchronize. Okay, we can synchronize the blood as well. So what are you guys gonna eat today? I'm gonna eat sausages in bread. Hot dogs, as they are called by some. The Penguins did the 100 Penguins versus one Penguilla, but they lost. Yeah. I mean, it's funny because we have the monkey Gwins, but then the gorilla Gwyn. Oh, full timeline. I saw the notification there. Current Robert timeline. Robert is born during Penguin Heist. Yeah. He gets rich gambling. He releases the comic. He released the first movie, which is both of these are comic is a flop. Movie first a success. And then the second movie released to Detective Penguin. Then there's a timeline shift where the movie I guess is a flop in both of them, but he destitution, and then he becomes a male, and then he does the freak ops, and then the incident occurs, which leads to everyone moving to freaking Penguin Springs, and then he has his first child, and then he crashes into the seals, and then there's the raw trial, after which there's the death, and then big Big Pooh kills everyone. And then in the alternate timeline, they move to Penguin Peaks, not Penguin Springs, where he marries Penguin and has 3 kids. Oh god. Oh my god. Ugh. Shit. Ugh. Jeez. Yeah, that's that's a good one. Yeah, somehow he affects the name. Well, I don't know if it's the naming or if he affects where they move. But somehow Big Pooh ends up killing Bro-Eye ends up killing everyone if he moves to Penguin Springs. But in my mind, Penguin Peaks is not in a sunny place. It's in like Alaska. I'll comment here. Yep. This is canon. Verified. Now watch Robber squirm as he tries to wrap his head around the fact that there's an alternate timeline. Oh, Stephanie's watching the Minecraft movie in the cinema? In the cinema, right? No changes. It's perfect. Okay. Okay, shit. Yeah. I mean, the bends of the arms are a bit off, but watch party. Okay, well, I guess it's, you know. Yeah, right, you can't kill the penguins, but... Or maybe you can, but it's just not doing the damage. But I think it should. So the lock isn't dude, the oh wait, I think I know what the oh no, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, something is changing the transform of the enemy. Here, class enemy. Look into the root scale timer. His aiming is never set. Yeah, it's a fun experience to watch it in the cinema. I'm just gonna check out if the enemy aims at me. Actual bend angle. Okay, so it is getting the bend angle. Yeah, okay, so I just missed that one. Okay. Well, I know a couple of things to fix then. So here, rounded, held up, burn timer is speaking, scared, actual bend angle, walkthrough, burn timer has target is trapped, knocked out, freeze, burning, alertness, health. Okay, looks good. On update active, previous state, root scale, root scale. It's not going to be on PlayStation, no. Well, I mean, there's a potential for it, right? There's a potential always, but especially given that I'm updating everything, you know. But at the moment, the priority is not multi-platform. It's actually just finishing the game. Ah, shit. Okay. Yeah, so we can just open this, which is there, and then network transform. Penguin Heist. But yeah, I mean, Penguin Heist is of course already, you know, available. But what I'm working on now is the start of another game, which is called Penguin Springs, but it's built inside Penguin Heist, which is why it's a bit different. Let's see here. Are there any points where we modify the position? Transform mesh, enemy root, dot, transform the position, player position. I mean, that's also for the owner position, owner simulation. This could be something to look out for. Update root scale, because that would change its position. Get root position. Yeah, okay, we'll just start like this. We'll see what happens. I want to see here at the lock. Because that just falls flat on the ground. Yeah, it's a synchronized rigid body. It has frozen all the rotation. Well, I guess we could set that all the synchronized rigid body also require component type of network transform. Why do you like penguins? They're just silly, you know, short legs, hard time walking, they belly slide and shit. I mean, they are quite gruesome. To be real, they're quite gruesome when it comes to their actual behavior. But ignoring their actual behavior, they're just quite silly, goofy. I hate when there are AI penguin videos. I have not seen AI penguin videos. We've been making good progress today, okay? Like, considering the fact that for 2 days straight, I was, you know, I would consider myself a person of patience, okay? I'm quite patient. I let things take their time. I work through things slowly. But this problem, man, this bug, it's like, it was getting to me. I was at that point where it was like, it felt like my hands wanted to physically move up and tear my hair out, you know? It was like, I was so distraught. The worst error I've ever had to attempt to solve, for sure. Hands down. But I have much patience when it comes to solving for bugs. But at some point, when you feel like you've tried every single option, you know, you come down to the last straw. But I powered through, and here I am, and I have not pulled out a single hair. Okay, synchronizing, pretty good. I can shoot. Kill, yeah, nice. KMS, who's with me? Left, right. Yeah, it's just spinning around kind of weirdly. But you know, that's fine. Let's see here how the enemies behave. Yeah, he's not really aiming, is he? I have infinite lives, so it doesn't really matter to me. Debug .log state is aiming. Do it if state is aiming. Okay, so he is aiming. Something's not happening there. Is there in simulation there or something? Wait, window. Something's not quite right here. Oh shit, okay. Behavior designer is not. Might have to update that then. Okay. But it's not setting that, it's client here. So project settings. Well, sorry, window packages. Wait, but why is it not here? Hmm. What's it called? Behavior designer. I mean, I have this. Was recently updated, so it should be working with. Behavior Designer Pro. This is interesting. But does this one support Unity 6? Yeah, okay, now it's working. Nice, nice, nice. So let's see here. Has ownership. Okay, is client simulation is set in the that is client, which is called simulate local. and hash ownership. Yeah, there. So why would it not be? Maybe it wasn't running because it's... I don't know, man. Find the enemy. They're not even running the behavior. We are tree enabled. Private bool, so tree enabled is false. Yeah, so it's not running the tree, but state is active should be true. It's an internal bool. State is active is true. Wait, is it like behavior manager? Okay, that exists there. AI behavior updater. Okay. Do I like instantiate it or something? Ah, shit. don't get it. What, like, where am I instantiating the behavior manager?
It's a Patricio said, chicken jockey.
Chicken jockey. Yeah. Have a good weekend, everyone. Or you. Behavior manager. Behavior tree. When a behavior tree runs, it creates a new game object. Right, so I'm basically never run tree. Dot enable behavior. Attached self. Is that private? Yeah. Attached self is true, so initialized self, we can see here if not is server, else if is server. Is initialized. Let's see. Where is that? That is has when start is initialized. There is initialized is not true. That's weird. Why is it not running that part? Sorry, I'm just not reading the chat so much because I keep looking into this. All right. Why is it not initializing though? Tricky, tricky, tricky. Okay, there, I mean, there it spawns the... Yeah, so for some reason the, on the client side is initialized. Like, that's set to true there. And we can collapse that. Because really, I mean, what's gonna run is this. Right? We're running this and there are no errors. And initialize self. There, initialize self, and that should only run there. Okay. So you can check that in. Then we're gonna run a server on the Mac. See what happens. So now you guys are gonna see what it's like to be a client. Wait, what's this? Artistic depiction of Big Pooh's canon event. Oh my god, he uses a hammer and nunchuck. This is horrible. Ugh. Okay, so as you can see here, we have there's no sort of got here and here is not run. So it's not even in initialize self, which was sort of obvious. Initializing self is not running. But does that mean that we're in here? Still waiting. No. So we're not even running this. Huh? How is that possible? Right. Awake. Is that a thing? So awake is just not called on the... Very sus. Because I mean, this one doesn't have awake. So what, should I just put this in friggin' Bond or something? Is that even gonna work? Yeah, thank you, dude. See you later. See you on Monday or something, if you're there. I'll be there. Ah, speed. Goodbye to you too. This is my other account, that other testing fish. My second Steam account. Yeah, I'm a client now, and it's actually doing pretty okay. Yeah, good night. Yeah, the interaction with the button is not working. That's kinda to be expected. Ah, it is working. It's just not synchronized. Like this door is actually... Like... I can walk through it as a server. Yeah, I mean, this is already kind of working. I just need to make it turn off the server synchronization for the transforms when you're holding it. And then picking up ammo is still a bit scuffed. Okay, awesome. Hey, we're making big strides here. I think we'll probably have this up and running in no time now. Given how much... I think the positioning of the item is not super bad either. Okay, well, I think I'm done for now. I'll probably be back later today, but not on stream. Just back to work. Do some off-stream work. But yeah, I think Monday we can probably expect a lot more interesting stuff on Monday. Maybe we can even start knocking out that prototype level for Penguin Springs on Monday. Fingers crossed. But now everything seems to fall into place, which is so nice, dude. Like, I am so happy it's all working out so well. But yeah, see you all Monday, and have a good weekend. And yeah, thank you, Mega, for the awesome art. I have to say that it was absolute Aguinma. Bye-bye, everyone. Have a good one. And like Robert says, I just